homies. Today is, man, why does it feel like you're going so fast?
I don't know, because I think when we were
Like-
in the van, we were going so slow, and now it feels like we're going so
But on this
fast.
windy, narrow road where there's animals, we shouldn't be just flying around.
Okay, well, I'll remember that when I say one tiny thing about your driving, and you just chill, stop, relax.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, right.
So today is Saturday, it's about 4 o'clock. We are on our way to pick up the RV. It's been gone since Wednesday, so it's been a long few days. But we got the call that it's ready to go. You're clear over there. It's ready to go, so there's what they do. They put in a new battery, a new alternator, and then a new radiator as well. So that's a lot of new stuff. So hopefully it's running like a brand new little kitty cat. Looking forward to going and getting her. Feeling good, Schmers?
Yeah. Just have to fill up the oil as well.
Yeah. Alright. Let's do it. So this is what it's come to. We're eating dinner sitting on the ground in the parking lot at a Canadian Tire because we picked up the car today and moved into it, and we're planning to continue on. And now the friggin' cats, man. What happened right off the bat? So the guy ended up not replacing the radiator. Said it wasn't necessary. Said there was just a loose hose that he tightened and everything was fine. And since then we have leaked radiator coolant twice today, and it turns out there's a hose that goes from the radiator that just has no end. It points, it just rolls down the radiator and opens up towards the ground, and a couple times coolant has spewed out of that. Then, almost as soon as we left Gary and Elsbeth's house, our brake light came on the dashboard, and now we basically have no brake fluid. Well, yep, because pressing the brake pedal down all the way pretty much does nothing. We hung out at Piper's Lagoon for the afternoon, just because it was near the water and the van was really hot, like right since this morning, and we were trying to make it accommodating for the cats. Finally, we refilled the oil right before we left Piper's Lagoon, so hopefully that's fine. But we had to drive the 7 or 8 kilometers from Piper's Lagoon to Canadian Tire with basically zero brakes, which was a nightmare and a stressful, horrible experience. So, rather than drive anywhere else today, we're parked at the Canadian Tire, and we're going to stay here for the rest of the day and sleep here tonight so that we're here in the morning when they open and they can figure out why we're spewing coolant and refill our brake fluid so we can drive safely. But yeah, you saw how hot it was in the camper, so we threw up some dark blankets over the windows to try to keep the sunlight out until it gets dark. But unfortunately, today happens to be the first day that we've been in British Columbia where it's been sunny as hell and there's no clouds, so we're just heating up. And the cats, we were starting to get worried about the cats, so we're sitting outside in the shade until the van cools down and we can go back inside. But this has been another, how would you describe this day, Emily?
Very like happy and then immediately crushed, more so crushed than the first time. Like an emotional, abusive relationship.
Yeah, we were pretty ready to
like it brings you up and then everything's good.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, they cut that out. It's a roller coaster.
an emotional roller coaster.
An emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it was good news to be able to leave today. Gary and Elsbeth were like off the charts hospitable and generous and way beyond what any sane person would do to make sure that we were taken care of, I guess. But yeah, we were looking forward to continuing the road trip, and that's not about to happen today or tomorrow probably. So I don't know what we're going to do while the van's inside getting looked at, what we're going to do with the cats or us. We might have to just...
We're probably going to do exactly what we're doing right now. We're going to bring the chairs out and we're going to sit in the shade, I guess.
Yeah, or just pile into the little waiting area of the service center, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, like my man Charles Dickens used to say.
Your man Charles Dickens?
Yeah, Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I hate when you get two conflicting stories from a mechanic. Like, it doesn't matter if you're at the crappy tire or like the best mechanic you've ever been. Like, there's never just, this is what it is, fix it and get it done. It's always, it's not broke. Oh, it is broke. It's blah, 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 blah. And these kids don't know what to do. So why, like, what's going on here? I'm at my wit's end.
Yep. Alright, well, that's what's going on now. I'm going to finish my dinner. You already done? No? Alright, well, I can already tell the cats are feeling better now that they're in the shade.
It's probably like at least 10 degrees cooler here than it is in the van.
Yeah.
Luckily we have fans and they have water and like we're not, but it was getting a little touchy there that it's like, okay, this isn't good,
All
but
right.
they perked right up.
Yeah. Let's close up shop. This is life. Hello, Schmerm. Want to talk about our day and our last 2 days?
Well, one really great thing happened.
Well, where did we leave off? The last thing we filmed was our... The last thing we filmed was our dinner in the parking lot, right?
Our dinner in the parking lot? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So our dinner, yeah, it was really hot. And so we stayed out in the parking lot for a while. And then we went back inside, couldn't handle it, came back outside. And then eventually went into the camper around
10 o'clock?
No. Oh, maybe 9:30.
And even still, it was 28 degrees
yeah, it was
inside.
28 degrees at that point. But it did feel, actually I think it was 27. It did feel a little bit better, I thought, just because at least the sun at that point was gone. So I thought, okay, we're not going to kill ourselves or the cat.
Yep.
So then we went to bed, but I didn't fall asleep for a long time because there was so many street lights. It was so hot. It was basically bright out. The cats, I was stressed that the cats were going to have trouble breathing, so I couldn't sleep. And then, yeah, you know, the whole routine.
I don't think I fell asleep until like 12:30.
Yeah.
And then the sun starts coming up at 4:30, and that's pretty
so
much...
quick, and that was it. It was
That's when
so bright.
Romeo decided he was getting up and he wasn't going to take no for an answer. So we probably slept for 4 hours, and then that sleep was like broken up based on heat and stress and outside noises.
Yeah. So then we got up and we went into Canadian Tire. Spoke with them. Around 9, they drove the camper into Canadian Tire. We went into Canadian Tire with the cats. Went and got a tea.
Brought the cats into the service station waiting room at Canadian Tire and sat there while they checked on the van to find out what was the deal.
Which they did. It was something with the brakes. That part is not important. And so then, to sum it all up, we waited there for the 7.5 hours? No.
No,
8.5 hours.
It was from about 9 o'clock
5:30.
till just about 5:45, yeah. So,
Well, it was still.
yeah,
It was 9 hours.
So they checked on it and gave us an estimate for $1,600. Said what?
Go a little faster with your story. Like
well, you're skipping so much stuff that it feels like it's not even worth talking about.
Oh, okay.
So they gave us a $1,600 estimate. That was at I don't know, like not even. It was before that. That was yeah. Because at first at 9 o'clock I said, oh yeah, I'll just change the brake. Stop doing that.
Right.
I'll just change the brake lines. We'll be in and out in an hour and a half, and maybe $140. Then he comes back 45 minutes later, says, oh, bad news, it's going to be $1,600. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to do. So then we're like, okay, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. At roughly noon, I went to check on him, and the guy said, oh yeah, we should be done by 3 o'clock. So then we kind of had a dilemma because Gary and Elizabeth had already checked in on us to see what our status was and if we needed a place. But we decided, well, 3 more hours.
3 more hours.
3 more
no
hours.
Point. It takes you half an hour to get here, half an hour to go back, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we didn't want to trouble them for a short amount of time.
As well. That was the major.
And the cats seemed to be alright because they were in an air-conditioned room, so everything was fine. So we'll just wait 3 hours. 3 o'clock comes and goes, nothing. Finally, 5:30, we get word that it's not going to be done today. And so now we have to scramble because Canadian Tire closes in 20 minutes. We have to get our stuff out of the van that's hoisted up in the shop and then figure out if we've got somewhere to go, try to get in touch with them. Both of our phones are on like single-digit % battery-wise. I mean, that part's frustrating because we could have, if we'd known it wasn't going to be done till tomorrow, we would have just come back here like right away in the morning or something and had a comfortable day instead of a horrible 9 hours in the Canadian Tire waiting room. But that being said, I feel like the guy that we've been working with there has actually been pretty good. He ended up getting our bill down from $1,600 to $500 and change, based on some things that he thought needed to be done, didn't need to be done, and I don't know. The last couple of days we've been working with him, and I feel like he's been alright. He's been a good guy. So that's a good thing. So, well, we ended up...
We got our stuff, we scrambled, but then of course Canadian Tire, the auto area is closing. We don't want to bring all of our stuff plus 2 cats into the main Canadian Tire because they would freeze. So we decided to plop ourselves down in the corner of the parking lot on some wooden slabs.
Some skids in the parking lot.
Some wooden skids.
While we waited to be picked up by our guardian angels once again.
So then you had to go into the mall and charge our phones. So I sat there and got creeped out by the security guard.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but it was interesting. Like, we're literally sitting on some broken up skids in the back of a Canadian Tire parking lot with 2 cats and some backpacks and some blankets and pillows. 1,000,000% we look like riffraff, people would say. Like, oh, look at these homeless folks just hanging out. Were they going to be up to no good? Meanwhile, I guess by definition, we are homeless because we had no home or nowhere to go. Like, our home was in the shop, literally. But it was an interesting feeling for me as people would drive by or, like, walk by and look at us, knowing what they must have thought and how that must make other people feel that are in that situation when they really literally are homeless and like have nowhere to go. And then, like, if that wasn't eye-opening enough, then I go into a mall to charge my phone or charge our phones because again they were on like 1%, and the mall's closed.
Oh.
Yeah, all the stores were closed. Somehow the doors to the mall were open, so there was like a couple of things that you could access. So there's nobody in the mall. So I'm walking around looking for an outlet, and I end up finding an outlet next to like literally I shared the outlet with the ATM machine in the mall. So I'm sitting on a chair next to the ATM machine, and there's nothing else around. Just charging my phones, and literally a guy comes up and stands as close as you are to me right now to take money out of this phone while I'm just sitting there, or take money out of the ATM while I'm just sitting there, like stealing electricity, essentially. And like I felt
so many things.
Yeah, like it felt shameful. Like I was thinking, like, man, like, how must that feel for people that literally have to do this every day? Find somewhere to charge their phone, find somewhere to get food, find somewhere to eat, find somewhere to survive the day without being judged by everyone that they come across.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. But in the end, we've arrived back at Gary and Elizabeth's house. Luckily, the cats seem pretty happy to be back here.
Yeah. They're not too phased. Truth already gone to her a couple spots by the window. Romeo's doing something.
They walked in like they own the place, like it was home. So that was nice to see that they're comfortable again. We just had some craft dinner. We shared a single box of craft dinner. Now we're gonna watch a movie.
I don't want people to think that we're down and out.
No, we're not. It's just we're just having a rough couple days.
Like we could afford 2 boxes of craft dinner, and you just said you didn't want any, so I just got $1. So
Yeah,
let's just make that clear.
it's
We
just.
have chips.
Anyways, we're gonna watch Big Daddy and try to end our night with a smile, and then go to sleep. Yeah, it's been a stressful, I guess, 36 hours now. So hopefully tomorrow it's over and we can actually go back to our normal lives.
I'm ready for that. Happy that it's not 1,600, only 500 bucks.
Yeah, it's a huge change.
It's a huge $1,100 difference.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go get Toulouse her food. It was hiding, so Romeo didn't eat it. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning, hopefully with our wheels. Schmermley,
Yes.
look where we are.
This place, man, this place. Pipes Lagoon.
No, I mean we're back inside the RV.
Oh, yeah. Woo, yay.
We're back home after a long separation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's feels like it's been a long time since things were normal.
Just
But
1 week.
yeah. But we picked her up this afternoon. Everything's fixed. Everything's good to go. Went back, picked up the cats and our stuff at Gary and Elsbeth's place. Had a couple showers, cleaned ourselves up, said goodbye again, and we have made our way to Piper's Lagoon, which was the plan 7 days ago, around this time when all the bad stuff started happening. We were going to come down here so that we could take a sunrise photo the next morning, and that's when, yeah. So we're picking up where we left off, at least trying. We might go for a walk right quick because the sun looks really nice. It's like almost 8:30, so it's pretty much golden hour here. So it might be a good idea for us to go out somewhere while we got the chance. And then I guess we got to find somewhere to sleep because we can't sleep in this parking lot. Gate closes at 11. We'll have to go somewhere else. Katie's are just having some dinner right now. I think
But
they're...
does the gate just mean you're locked in? You're not going to get a ticket?
Well, I guess whoever comes down to close the gate is going to...
Give us a ticket?
Well, I don't know if they're going to give us a ticket, but they're going to shoo us away.
Is that what happens?
They'll probably tell us, hey, you got to get out of here. And if we don't, then they'll call bylaw and then they'll give us a ticket or something.
So I was reading something that said when the person comes and closes the gate, they just take your, if you want to stay, they just take your license plate, but then you're locked in there.
They take your plate?
License plate number. They don't take it off the car.
Well, what would they take your plate for?
So then it's like these people are in here, you don't have to ticket them, they're just locked in. That's the consequence.
Really?
That's what I read on one of the parks. Not this one specifically, but I was reading something else that said when the guy came to close, he came and asked us if we were staying or not, and then he just took our license plate number and closed the gate.
Oh. Well, yeah, I got no problem with that if that's what the case is.
If that's the case, so we can either stay here till 11 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, that would be what we would do.
Yeah, or we can ask somebody that's here and see if they know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get outside and see what's up. Well, sorry for the audio. I didn't bring my mic because I wasn't planning to film because I found this cool little rocky section along the water where the water was kind of crashing in a little bit, making some cool effects. So I decided to take some photos. Yeah, let me flip the camera around so you can see what it looks like. So this is just some, I don't know what they are, they're dark rocks along the water. And I just like the way the water, a few minutes ago it was a lot more, but every so often it comes in and a little bit like that and fills up this little pool here, and then it crashes over these rocks here, and it makes for a cool effect. So we're gonna do this for a little while the sun goes down. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of light on the side of these rocks, but I'm gonna keep taking photos of this, and we'll put some up right now.
When the road just keeps going for miles, we're gonna get there. In the face of the wind and the wild, we're gonna get there. Love makes the journey a beautiful race. We're closer to home with each step that we take. We're gonna get there. Take my hand. Together we'll make it. Together we can. To the end. Together we'll make it. So come take my hand. Take a deep breath and rest for a while. We're gonna get there. Try to let yourself hope like a child. We're gonna get there. We can reach out of the uncertainty. We can look up, fix our eyes on a dream. We're gonna get there.